So there, if you see remote sensing satellites, what are they and what are the examples and what are their applications? Okay, so can you able to understand that remote sensing are also known as Earth observation satellites now, and they would be for their purpose is Earth observation. So where we will place these remote sensing satellites, in which orbit? Low Earth orbits. Okay, when we are placing in low Earth orbit, and our purpose is for observation of the Earth, so usually they'll be fitted with some high resolution cameras and high with sensors with high resolution, so we can capture the data with accuracy. Okay, so they would be fitted with high resolution cameras, so that's how they can catch the images and they can transmit the images and information would be transmitted. So that is another important aspect. Okay, and you remember this thing, some remote sensing instruments, some remote sensing satellites can also be placed in geostationary orbit. You don't forget about this. General word means commonly that is used for this purpose, but exceptions would be there. Okay, what are those exceptions? Let's see. For example, in sun synchronous orbit means geosynchronous orbit, sun synchronous orbit. So if the angle between the satellite and sun, if it is always same, then that is known as sun synchronous orbit. Okay, if the angle between the sun, the satellite and earth is always same whenever we look, so then that is known as geosynchronous satellites. Can you able to understand that? So that is one thing. So example like resource at 1, 2, 2A, Cartosat 1, 2, 2A, 2B. So likewise OceanSat 1, 2, like RISAT 1, 2, RISAT 1, 2B. Likewise, there are so many satellites that we have launched. So all of them are present with respect in the sun synchronous satellite. Okay, sun synchronous orbits. We have placed them. Okay, like Saral Altica. So Saral is one such satellite. Saral Altica is one new thing. So SCATSat is one thing. So all of them. So roughly around 13 to 15 satellites we have with respect to sun synchronous orbit. Okay, and there are some satellites, remote sensing satellites, which have been placed in geostationary orbit. Now you see INSAT 3D. It is a kind of like a INSAT. INSAT is a kind of communication satellite. So we have also have this kind of this type of satellites in the geostationary orbit. Okay, so Kalpana, INSAT 3A, INSAT 3D are some other examples of remote sensing satellites. That means Earth observation satellites placed in geostationary orbit. Okay, exceptions. Okay, likewise. So applications, just go through the applications. Observing the earth is the basic thing. On the earth, we can use it for various purposes. Like just have a look, agriculture. So like mapping the agricultural land, crop system analysis, or like crop loss estimation. So with respect to agriculture, there will have a lot of applications of the satellites. So just go through that, so you will get to understand. So simply in urban development, think about crowd management. Like think about the situations of things like Kumbh Mela. So during that times, we also have to manage the crowd. So at that time, we will use the data from the satellite to just to divert the traffic or to drive out or to regularize, streamline the crowd and all those things. So in such cases, crowd management also would be done by using satellite technology. So all those things. Okay, so urban planning, all those things. For forestry, for monitoring forest and environment related aspects, we can use the Earth observation satellites. So mineral mapping, for mineral mapping, mineralogy. So for that, we can use the satellite technology. And for governance also, we can use. So you may have various examples like, for example, Bhuvan portal was an example where we can use the satellite technology, Bhuvan. So to map some projects. So likewise, for water resource management, we can use the satellite technology. So for energy and renewable energy resources, we can use. So oceanic sciences are mapping with oceanic aspects. We will use things like OceanSat or Saral Altica or this SCATSat. These are some of the satellites that we will use for this purpose. Are you getting? So likewise, they are nothing but some of the applications of remote sensing satellites. Just go through, read them, how questions maybe there means which of the following are the advantages or applications of the remote sensing satellites particularly. They may pick and they may give any of this, like let's say for coral reef protection. Can we expect what is the satellite and what is coral reef protection? So it sounds absurd, but indirectly it will help by providing various data. So when you go through, like for example, if you see identifying algal blooms, okay, so you may feel, basically we may feel that what is the link with algal blooms and satellites? No, this option might not be, we may go for such things, but once you go through, then you will get such things and map, remember such applications. Okay, so just read them in between. So that is one thing. So then communication satellites. Okay, so what are the what is the chief purpose? Chief purpose is like providing communication technology. Okay, so if you see applications, we are using televisions, we are using radio, we are using internet, we are using the communication military area. So in all these areas, communication satellites play vital role. Okay, so how signals would be transmitted and how signals would be they would be retransmitted. So here when we were talking about the layers of the earth, so can you able to recollect various layers of the earth? So there, which layer is intended to redirect back the communication signals? Ionosphere, which is placed in thermosphere, which is a part and parcel of thermosphere. So that means usually satellites would be placed beyond this area. So that means in ionosphere, which is located in which is a part and parcel of thermosphere. So from this area, if the signal is going and it will come back, that means we will have one antenna here. From this, signals would be, they will travel to these heights and again they will be transmitted back to Earth. Like this. So that's how it will happen. Okay. So can you be able to recollect things? All weather related phenomena happens in which layer? Troposphere. So which is the ideal zone for traveling of the flights? Stratosphere. Remember, ideal zone for traveling of the space jet, fighter jets. So that would be stratosphere. Okay. Zone of ozone. In which layer? In which layer the meteorites burns? Mesosphere. And in which layer, like the communication would be redirected, radio signals? Ionosphere. Okay, remember that. So in which layer we can expect the presence of Van Karman line? Van Karman line, thermosphere. Okay, so these are some things that you have to map. So that purpose also solves. Now can you able to remember the outer space area? Okay, so that is one thing. So communication will happen in this, at this heights. So education purpose. So what we are doing now, it reaches them through satellite communication only. So then telemedicine, like mobile satellite mobile services, or like all these purposes, they are nothing but applications of communication satellites. So just to go through the document and let's try to understand the types of navigation satellites. Okay, what are the types of navigation satellites? We have two important things, like let's say Gagan system and we have IRNSS system. Okay, Gagan system and IRNSS system.